What's going on, everyone? All right, we're back with some more Trails into Reverie. It's your boy Top Cat the Gamer. We're gonna get right back into it. We got three more daydreams on the slab of reminiscence. Yeah, so Justice to Do is the next one. Yeah, Maki. Look, Maki is them two just eerily look alike. I don't know if they meant to do that or I don't know, but Dudley looked like more of his dad than his own dad does. That's really strange. But yeah, we're gonna go ahead and jump right into it. If you're new to the channel, go ahead and tap that like button. Subscribe if you have not. I'm gonna crank out the the rest of these, and then the Magical Girl episode 2 with some
3 days after the SSS successfully liberated Crossbell.
My bad. And I'm gonna do some of the trials also, and then we'll be getting back to the main story. But let's get right on into it.
I found myself being the first of my old classmates to see the city in all its newfound freedom. Excuse me, but would you two be Commander Sonia Bells and Vice Commissioner Pierre?
I've been saying that. That's another name I've been saying wrong. Bells. I've been saying Belize. Belize. Man, look, I have butchered so many names and words from this damn from the Crossbell games that it is ridiculous. It's so bad that when I go back and I try to say them, I forget the actual pronunciation and I end up saying what I've been saying. So I tremendously apologize for that. But there was no English in the other versions of the game. So my apologies.
That's correct. Inspector Regnitz, yes?
Quite an entourage.
God, man.
It's a pleasure to meet you both.
We've come on behalf of the Government Accountability Inspectorate. I hope we can count on your cooperation during our visit.
Look at Maki is doing his thing.
Ordinarily, the withdrawal of all Erebonian troops and weaponry from Crossbell should have happened immediately after the war. The IDF's occupation had caused the delay, but now it could finally be executed, and overseeing it was our mission. This critical assignment came directly from my father, a task closely linked with Crossbell's independence to boot. Veteran inspectors in Rhineford were entrusted with watching over Tangram Fortress and the local military factory, while I was assigned to the city itself, and my primary focus would be the tower the Defense Force had occupied.
All right. This one looks like it's going to just be more story focused.
The SSS only knows how to do it big, don't they? I can't believe they pulled this off. I heard Yuna's still out of school to help them in dealing with the aftermath.
Yeah, the SS fucked all that shit up.
I think we have a better handle on what happened here now. So after the SSS charged in,
they kicked everybody's ass. Look at the nods. Just look how I'm telling you. I wonder if his dad, like, I don't know, man. It raises questions.
Him from the files related to the SSS. First Division, I think. What was his name again?
They look so similar.
Never mind. I need to focus on work. Off to the 36th floor, then.
It was quite the gargantuan task for Machias to inspect the inside of Orcus Tower, reviewing each shard of broken glass or overturned vase. Or vase. I know some people like to say vase. Oop. Apologies. But while working hand in hand with the local police and CGF, he set out to ensure that no offense caused by the IDF would go unnoticed. The work was exhausting mentally and physically. Days in, he was still on the clock long after burning the midnight oil. Give me a second here. My controller is dying. God, man. I promise you, I've had more issues with that lately. I think I just need to get me another one. This thing is just tripping. It really is. The work was exhausting mentally and physically. Days in, he was still on the clock long after burning the midnight oil. This left no time to go out for drinks with fellow colleagues. It was just him and his work. He could feel the fatigue start to eat away at him. Thankfully, there was a local cafe that had become a small haven for his weary soul.
Thanks for waiting. Here's one of our very own dark roast specials.
Thank you. There's no better morning ritual than one that starts with a good cup of coffee. Now I can start work with my best foot forward.
Hey, check out the Imperial.
Oh, yeah. A pal of mine in the tower was telling me about having to work with that guy.
What the fuck?
Thanks for waiting. Here's one of our very own dark roast specials.
Much obliged. Nothing like that first cup of the day.
See what I'm saying? They even act alike. The nod. They just keep nodding each other. He's got to end up finding out this is like his half brother or some shit, right? He was determined to do his job well for the SSS who fought by his side during the Twilight, for all of his friends doing what they could back in the Empire, and for his father, who believed he could handle such an important task. Little did he know, however, that his hard-earned day off, several days later, would be spent around his beloved brew.
You're all out of dark roast?
I'm so sorry, sir. I know it's your go-to coffee. Ours is ground with beans imported straight from Orid. But I'm afraid something's happened that's made it impossible to get back in stock.
First time I heard of this place,
The
Orid.
owner was saying something about crime being afoot.
Wait, what crime is being committed?
Oh, sorry, sir. Listen to me go on.
Not at all. In fact, do go on.
Boy, like I want to know too. I want my dark roast. Fuck.
Detective.
What the fuck is this?
Well, what he said, our morning's just not the same without your coffee. If you don't mind, could you let us speak to the owner of this establishment?
To look at each other like, did you get the last dark roast? No. Did you get the last one? They're like two dudes, if they get into it, want to just take off a glove and slap the other and be like, I challenge you to a duel. Yeah, that kind of thing seems to be happening a lot lately. We've gotten a number of queries about missing parcels, deliveries to the wrong address and the like. My hunch is that trade resuming just plain has companies in chaos. I sure hope things will calm down soon. Indeed. Thank you for your cooperation. Maybe I am wrong. Maybe this is going to lead to some shooting or something. I had a hunch after hearing what the cafe owner had to say, but wow. This runs deeper than it rightly should. It also matches up with several reports the police have received. Several communication and delivery mishaps in the confusion just after Crossbell's liberation were eventually traced to imported goods and sundries disappearing in transit. Right. And there are too many cases of it to all be a mere coincidence. Oh, this was when, okay, I think the EDF, the EDF was taking all the stuff down underground in the Heimdall underground area. I forgot about that. If the staff testimonials are anything to go by, it's not just restaurants. Either any business could fall victim, and all in a way so that they don't even notice that there's a pattern. Sorry about that. I'm trying to get the hell. All right, sorry about that. Quite the underhanded operation. Are there multiple perps, or is someone acting alone? What could their MO be? We need to gather information. It occurs to me now that this is rather late, but I was sent from the Empire on work-related business at Orcus Tower just last week. My name is your Inspector Machias Regnus. I know. Alex Dudley of the CPD's first investigative division. So you knew who I was this whole time. From reports related to the SSS, I'm guessing. First division deals in foreign affairs as well, so naturally, I'd know about you. Your father being a representative Regnitz, and you being a member of Class 7, puts you on our radar more than any report. Right, I'm sure. Class 7 have made a name for themselves, ain't it? Don't let me knowing that freeze you up on me. For the first time in quite a while, I'm not on the clock, but I'm about to sit back when my coffee is in danger. This dude is tripping. We'll have no shortage of ordeals to face in the days to come. And I won't let that be marred by the loss of one of my life's simple pleasures. So, Inspector Regnitz, might I request your cooperation with my independent investigation? I realize that this is out of our respective jurisdictions, but I hope you might say yes as a fellow lover of coffee. Of course, I'd be happy to assist. This is some funny shit. I thought this was gonna turn into something else. These two going about some coffee, man. Thus, the two formed an unusual bond and opened up an investigation for their beloved bitter beans. Boy. There's Patiri. The first stop was inside the department store, where Machias questioned his old friend Patiri. Yeah, old friend my ass. They together. I'm probably saying her name wrong too. It's probably Pattery or some shit like that. Alright, the reputable trader Harold Hayworth was next on the list, and he suggested they visit each district to interview the city merchants. Yeah, I know the one you're talking about. Use that route all the time. Myself. Lucky for me, I was sure to move some things around ahead of time so we're not hurting stock-wise. I'm thinking whoever is behind it's either green as grass in the underworld, or they have no fear of death, or both. And what makes you think that? I don't mind answering, but it's gonna cost you. Though I think I can afford to give you a friendly discount, detective. Ashley, it's a trip, man. I would have thought we'd have a bigger problem in our line of work. She was like, yeah, it's gonna cost you, bro. I'm not gonna just tell you. So that's about everything we could figure out. This is doing a lot more harm to the locals than I ever would have realized. This is an incredible help, so thank you. The junior SSS is everything I'd hope for and more. It's cool to see those Ryu and I forgot the other kid's name. Is it Henry or Henry? I forget his name, but you actually rescue these two kids in Zero when they're very, very small, and to see them kind of grown up a little bit is certainly something. Ask us for help whenever you need it. I certainly will. I'm sure I'll be back at some point. He's quicker to think on his feet than I gave him credit for. Marcus is a smart ass dude, though. He's always been smart, highly intelligent guy. You know, he just had to get over the hump of his, personality when dealing with how he felt about nobles. I wonder why I didn't see this side of you coming. I just hadn't pegged you as the type to have connections to the Invali or a back alley bar. He's a detective. I mean, pretty sure he needs connections everywhere just to be able to figure shit out most of the time. Any detective worth their salt knows there are valuable clues to be derived from the underground. Exactly. I suppose I'm not the only one who's had his expectations flipped in. Your file read like you'd be more resistant to going off the book. I thought you'd be more straight-laced. Machias is, but I think being with Class 7 has definitely changed him in that way also. Don't take this the wrong way, but that applies more to you than me. I've still got a ways to go. Crossbell's independence is at stake. I can't afford to let my inexperience as an inspector be what screws it up. I don't... okay. Now where's the next bar? Oh, this dude is drunk. Whoa there, sir. Oops. Sorry about that. Look at my boy swinging. Not at all. I should have stepped out of the way. If I recall, this guy works in general affairs in Orcus Tower. Those glasses. I remember you. You're the inspector from the Empire. Showed the IDF the door. Got all the paperwork in order. You hell of a hard worker. I'm guessing it's easy for an Imperial to finish what Imperial started, huh? That isn't how I would put it. You know, I've been hearing lots of stories about fraud picking up here. I agree. They keep that up, they might start calling this place the City of Sin, the way they did before the SSS cleaned the place up. That's you bastards' fault. You just come and start tearing down everything we built. Hey, that's enough. I understand lips are loose when drunk, but any more out of that mouth and it'll be interfering with official business. Huh? Wait, I seen you around too. What are you doing, you moron? Stop heckling random people on the street. It's just says serious, man. Oh, alright, man. Look, I'm sorry. It's just, some of it's funny. I'm sorry. It's funny to me. Sorry about him. He gets like this when he drinks too much. God. Detective Dudley and Inspector Regnitz. Adios. I'm so sorry if my friend said anything rude. I think he's just been doing too much OT since the liberation. Come on, man. Let's go. I know it's our day off, but you drank way too much, I'll tell you. For sure. I can still go for more. And boy hit a hiccup. Drunk man and serious man. Boy, this right here. If you could stay for just another minute. Your friend here mentioned something about fraud being on the rise. Would you happen to know anything about that? We're in the middle of an investigation, so anything at all you could share with us would be greatly appreciated. I think I might. I'm sorry. There's been this suspicious merchant who's been selling knockoffs of brand name goods. Retailers around here have been getting inquiries from customers on them. We were thinking about giving a heads up to the police about it, so your time is perfect. Would you like the names of the stores that were notified? That'd be great, thank you. After their new lead from an unexpected source, they went right to visiting the stores specified. They were more than happy to give obvious tales of the knockoffs Similarities between each account were almost astounding. Again, with plenty of new information in hand, they agreed to find a place to sift through their findings while resting their feet. And there was no better spot for a sit down than a certain bakery on West Street. Gorgeous. Good old Oscar and Bennett. We managed to collect a fair bit of information, indeed, such as how the victims up to this point have dealt in imports and foodstuffs. Brands like the Quincy Company and Strega Corporation are among them. Wherever these are sold, a merchant has appeared to offer the exact same products for much lower price. These alternatives, however, are inferior knockoffs. By the time this is discovered, the merchant has already disappeared. I think there's a connection here. Almost undoubtedly, it ties into our current case. So fraud and counterfeit goods, huh? If you're still worried about what that man said earlier, you shouldn't be. Being Erebonian does not mean you should have to shoulder the responsibilities of your entire country. Thank you. I appreciate that. But to me, he represents the majority of Crossbell's people. It makes me feel like I can't do anything to make them feel better as an Imperial citizen and as an inspector. I see. You really are so much like me in my younger years. How so? You're deeply serious with a strong sense of justice that makes you want to live up to the expectations placed upon you. But now, suddenly, all that pressure has become so immense that it's suffocating you. Is that it? I don't know. No, you might be right. With the Chancellor now gone, the Empire is racing towards a new era. And amidst all this, my dad is now the representative Chancellor of the entire country. The first step we need to take for this new era is to restore and stabilize our relationship with Crossbell. I believe he's expecting of me to be the kind of I believe he's expecting of me the kind of inspection results that will work to that end. And yet here I am with my hands full with just the stuff immediately right in front of me. I can't help but hate how much of a good for nothing guy I am. Way too hard on himself, as usual. I hope you don't mind me countering this, but I think you should be more confident in yourself, Marcus. You chose the thorn-filled path of being an inspector, despite how difficult it was going to be. And against your young age, you've been entrusted with the most important aftermath of restorations after the war. These more than prove you're qualified, and it means you absolutely can live up to the expectations your dad has of you. I get panicked when I don't produce results quickly enough. But is a brew not truly at its most divine when the beans have been roasted longer? I'm sure you understand what I mean as a fellow lover of coffee. Yeah, you're right. I think I've been trying to rush my progress so much that it's only made things worse instead. Maybe it'll take a bit longer to produce results. You better take it slow and steady than run myself into the ground. That's the way. Sheesh, man. Hello, detective. Oh, it's Pete, yeah. And you too, Inspector. I don't know if I've ever seen the two of you in the same place before. If I recall, you're from that former law office, aren't you? I asked if he'd be willing to cooperate with an investigation of mine. We're just taking a short break. What investigation, if I may ask? Is it about that dealer of counterfeit goods? Been keeping up with the times, have you? Yeah, Grace has been all over it. I got to thinking about how the SSS once worked on a similar case. Jesus Christ, man, get it together. So I was going through some old leads and what? Would you mind showing us those leads? If we can get our hands on some evidence I might be able to get the first division to make an arrest. Oh, I don't mind at all. You've done so much for me in the past, Detective. How could I say no? Oh, but keep it a secret from Grace. If she finds out, she might end up forcing her way to a front seat on your investigation. I can picture it now. We'll keep that in mind. Yeah, that's how Grace plays. She does not care. It's early in the morning, so I'm stumbling my words, trying to wake up. A few hours later. I've really hit the jackpot this time, haven't I? Crossbell never fails to disappoint me. Well, save for a few sour moments. I couldn't be happier about our business arrangement myself. Sweet looking old woman. It's much easier to get things done this way. That's my line. I hope we can continue this most profitable of relationships. If Crossbell regains its independence, then it may become a much easier to do business than it was under Imperial rule. I welcome the return of a prime hunting ground for folks like us. Shit. Oh boy. The joke's on you. Got them both, huh? What's this? And who might you two be? Well, if it isn't Minith the con man and his infamous counterfeit dealer from Calvert. I have no idea who this dude is. I don't know if maybe he was in Azure. I don't know. So you're the small fry that used to cause so much trouble in Crossbell. I'm about like chapter 2, so I ain't got to that point yet. What? Know who I am, don't you? I mean, do you? So my past is coming back to haunt me. I never should have allowed that cursed special support section to catch me. So he was in Azure. Well, I'm guessing it was in Azure. I don't remember him from the first game. The files the CPD has on you from last time came in handy. We know everything you've been up to. Surrender peacefully. So this is because of that pesky SSS, is it? In that case, what perfect timing. I've been looking for a chance to express my gratitude for all they did for me. She's completely flipped the switch. She'll wake up the whole city at this rate. I've had my run-ins with the SSS as well. If you're friends of theirs, then this is an excellent opportunity to relieve some stress. It's time to get to work. We'll use sheer force to bring you pests to your knees. Get out of here, you lackeys. Get out of here, you lackeys. Teach these four-eyed lettuce heads a lesson. Okay. Well then, no one's coming? Where the hell are they? Oh dear. How did the cops find out about the meeting spot? Damn it. This is why I hate working with crooks that always get caught. Was that directed at me? I told you we're 2 steps ahead of you. The entire department will be here soon. I hope you don't think you can get away. Aren't we clever? All we have to do is break past you, and we can run this racket over and over again. And if you won't step aside, then we'll force you out of the way. Get him. Have it your way. We're more than prepared to respond. I'm counting on you, Inspector Regnitz. Of course. Okay, so we do have a bit of a fight. Oh, no. Nah, they just whooped their ass. And then there were 2. Oh, those worthless idiots. What a truly tragic end. What pulled out a little pea shooter? It was like, for you. As if I'd give up so easily. Well. Really, Dudley? It just didn't. I don't know, man. Dudley be more on point than that. It's all over for you. I still have one weapon left. Yo, how the fuck did he hit him? Listen, bro. He shot the dude in the hand. Okay, shot the gun out of his hand from like at least 20, 30 feet away. And then the man started running at him full speed. And he shot at him 3 fucking times and missed all 3 shots. As he got closer to him. Yo, I'm sorry. That was funny as shit, man. And he just walked up to him and knocked him the fuck out. Ah, now do you get it? This is the Iron Hammer of Justice. Man, look. There's some goofy ass shit right here. That was funny. Eat my dust, you bastards. And she on a boat. Eat my dust. Really? I'll always have a place to escape, so long as there's a horizon to reach. What the? Why won't the engine start? I tried to tell you. Of course, we already discovered your getaway plan. So we got out ahead of you and cut the engine. You're welcome to try swimming away from here, though. How could you? Well, Miss Counterfeit Dealer, Menace. You've escaped justice in the past due to your status as foreigners, but that ends today. Crossbell and its laws are evolving. I'll put in a good word for you to see to it you get tried here. Best of luck. Is this really how it ends? Our plan was perfect. How could this happen? Boy.
Suspects apprehended, 0210 hours.
Like, I'm just saying, just roll up on them and just, like, arrest them from the very beginning. Like, there was no cause for any of this shit. And then you got the 2 dogs just standing over there, just, like, barking. And just, this shit right here, man. And so the counterfeit dealer and swindler that had caused the stir in Crossbell were finally caught. The supply routes they had impeded soon returned to normal as the investigation progressed. It was shortly after when Machias heard that the cafe had restocked his favorite coffee beans, inspiring him to drop by the next day before work. Like, I'm not trying to just like poke fun at it, man.
Thanks for waiting. Here's one of our very own dark roast specials.
But that shit was funny. That whole thing was like hilarious,
Boy,
man.
I think my jaw about hit the floor when I heard the case had been solved. Thanks to you two, it barely put a dent in business. We owe you one. So, the owner said it's on the house today.
Oh, wow, thank you.
Nice. Nice.
It's dark roast or nothing in the morning.
Why didn't you try some pancakes or something for once?
I love the way you can feel it coursing through your body from the first sip. Can't start my day without it.
Coursing through your body.
And speaking of, I have something I'd like to share with you a little later. Are you free for lunch? I know a place with food that goes spectacular with any brew.
Absolutely, I'm free.
A bromance. Oh boy. Okay, this one was all right. It was okay. Probably the funniest one to me though. That shit right there at the end was crazy. Oh, and we would get a coffee recipe. Okay. Too damn funny, man. That right there was just hilarious to me though.
Slab of reminiscence activated.
Let's see what we get from this coffee. Justice blend. Is it one of them that can cook it the best? It's a few people. Green has already did something.
Let's
try
give
my
this a
gift.
try.
I have so many ingredients that now I don't care.
It's a
Okay, so he just cooks it regular. Try Emma.
I think I can cook as well as anyone else. Won't you try it for me?
Ah, okay, it's Emma. Okay. And I'll just get
Who says
anybody
no
that
to home
cooks
cooking?
it bad.
This is...
Nemesis liquid. It's a pretty good item. It's a pretty good food item too. All right. All right, I'm gonna end here, and when we come back, we'll be moving on to, I think, two more. Yes, two more.
Slab of reminiscence.
Yeah, the next one is the Fallen
activated.
Prince. Oh, that one should be good, about Cedric. All right, but thank you guys for rocking with me. This was a pretty quick one, but I appreciate everybody checking out the vids. If you're new to the channel, tap that like button, subscribe, come back for some more. I'll see you in the next one. Peace. God, that was funny.